I turned 38 in April, and certain people have this concept of what you should be doing, you know, what you shouldn't be doing. And even there's a neighbor I know that's seen me riding by on the skateboard. He's always like, oh, you're too old for this. And he's like, anyway, when are you gonna give that up? Or, you know, you're like, when are you gonna grow up? He said. You know, it's kind of different as like a skater who's been skating for a long time, but kind of stopped for many years and kind of never really, you know, progressed. I never really got into like the handrails or the big stairs. I think the most I did was like a 4-stair or 5-stair. And to now be, you know, approaching 38, and the fact that that'll put me 2 years from 40 is just trippy as fuck to me. Man, I've been at this for a long time, and I've said before, I regret that I stopped for so long. I guess I thought, you know, once I got a job and I was out of college and I was making money and I moved into the city, I moved to LA, and I just thought, this is what I do now, you know, I'm gonna wear some fancier kind of shoes and a ton of button-up shirts and slick my hair with my glasses and just kind of be like, I'm a professional now, you know? And I kind of just left my past behind me, and I always had this nostalgia for it, you know, like when I was in film school, you know, I was making these little documentaries about my past skate team from when I was a kid and about all those memories. And I just sort of thought that had its place, and that was it. And now what I'm realizing is that it doesn't have to be that way, you know, and I'm seeing all these videos, some of these guys out there, man, I forgot his name, but I'll pull a video up of him right now. And this dude, he does like spot checks, and he just goes out there, and like before work, he had a video where he had his tie on, he was out there. Everyone, all you out there inspire me so much. And sometimes it feels a little silly, you know, like before I go to work, drop my kids off, I'm making lunches and doing all this stuff, you know, laundry, and then I'm working a little bit, and then before I run some errands, let me go pull over in a shaded area of a mall, you know, at nearly 38 and just play on my skateboard for a while. Like when you say, you know, certain people have this concept of what you should be doing, you know, what you shouldn't be doing. And even there's a neighbor I know that's pretty cool, but you know, he'll give me shit, and he's an older guy, and, you know, he'll see me riding by on the skateboard, and he's always like, oh, you're too old for this, and, you know, it's always something. He fucks with me, that's all in love, but just that concept of, you know, when are you gonna give that up? Or, you know, you're like, when are you gonna grow up? He said. And I know he's just messing with me, but, you know, it's just funny that I still hold part of that inside of where I'm like, I don't know. I just love this. I love this too much to ever stop unless I absolutely have no choice. So if that means I gotta pull over and use my, you know, my channel and this footage to motivate me to grow and to keep pushing, then so be it, you know? Who cares? I just love seeing a lot of you older guys out there, and then I just obviously love watching all the young guys and everyone coming up. It's just insane. I never could have dreamed about when I was watching Fulfill the Dream and Welcome to Hell and The End, and, you know, I came up in the late 90s, and so it was like skate shoes were exploding. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater came out. I got it for Christmas when I was like 13. I was in the prime time of all that stuff, you know. It was a time for sure. I'm kind of ranting now. I didn't really mean to go off into all this. I don't know, man. It's crazy that just at my age, I'm so grateful. I have a great family, 2 great kids, a wife. I have good family, all pretty much within SoCal for the most part. Some up in NorCal, some in San Diego, and I'm just grateful to be able to have enough opportunities freelancing and doing what I love to do for a job that I also have time to do what I love to do for recreation. And I think that's such a blessing. I think when I got stuck in that 9-to-5 grind right out of college, you know, and got married, had kids, and for a while it was like single income with me going to work, and I just always knew that I needed to stay in that job, you know, and I think after a while I just wasn't happy. And being able to freelance now, I got laid off like right after the shutdown, a couple months after the shutdown in 2020, and it turned out to be like the biggest blessing because my wife's a nurse, so she was not off of work anyway, you know, she was an essential worker. My kids needed someone home, and I'd been with that company long enough that, you know, I got to just write out my severance and be there for the kids and show up as a dad, show up as a husband. And that's kind of when it started, you know. We were hanging out with the neighbors, and I started building all these ramps and just boxes and launches, and then I got quarter pipes, and we were all out there just skating and riding, and it was the best, man. I hope that my kids remember that, and I hope that it holds a special place in their heart as much as all of my years skating did. Yeah. And it's exciting to see, you know, it's just the beginning for them too. My youngest is getting really into basketball, and that's kind of his thing, and I just played with him this morning for a little bit at school, and my older son is super into scootering and skateboarding, and, you know, if he keeps that up, I just can't wait to see where he goes. It's crazy. He was trying like a triple tail whip the other day, and I'm like, what the heck, dude, you're 10. It's awesome. And my youngest is just out there dribbling, shooting hoops, and just like swish, 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 and he's like has his Jordan stuff on, and it's cool, man. I even got to go out with my wife skating a year or so ago. I got her a board and all set up, and that was cool. She took a fall and it kind of spooked her, so I'm waiting for her to kind of get back at it again. That would be fun.